Howdy friends and foes alike, and welcome to the final day of the Pokemon Lazarus playthrough. For this final day, we make our journey towards the Elite Four. I make my way through Pollen Road and the Davio Straits, eventually touching land at the ruins of Hiiwa, where we have our final battle against Renia. She opens with the Floatzel, and I open with the Dawn, who I very quickly switch out for Scarfy after an Ice Fang. And Scarfy defeats Floatzel. She then sends out Typhlosion, and she falls to Shuba. Renia then sends out Vikavolt, and Scarfy comes back out to defeat Vikavolt with a Fire Fang. The next mon is that Craniados we save now a Rampardos, and while it is nice to see her doing well, she is no match for Ruby. Her final Pokemon is that Mega Victory Bell, who falls to the Dawn, getting us the victory. With Renia's defeat, we go and challenge the first member of the Elite Four, Polymnia. She opens with her Jumpluff, and I open with the Dawn. Jumpluff falls to the Dawn, and her next Pokemon is a Abomasnow. I switch to Scarfy and take it out with a Fire Fang. Serena also gets burned away by Scarfy, and next up is Delmise. I send out Ruby, and Delmise flips her into the Crustle. I keep Ruby in, which was clearly a mistake as Crustle takes out Ruby. Shuba defeats Crustle, Delmise returns, and I switch to Putty, take it out with a Beam Attack. Her final Pokemon is Mega Robombi. I switched to Scarfy, and it was at this moment while writing the script that I realized I actually never had the Mawile, even though at this point in the game, definitely had the money for it. Anyway, Scarfy takes out Robombi and we get the win against Polymnia. The second member was Terpsichore, and I like Terpsichore. She seems like she'd be fun to vibe with, but I completely swept her team with the Dawn. And after the Dawn sweep, we challenge the third member, Uterpen. She opens with a Tentacruel and I lead with Putty, take out Tentacruel with a Thunderbolt. Arbok paralyzed Shuba before getting taken out, and I kept Shuba in, banking on the idea that they would break through the paralysis, and they did not, and fall to Clodsire. The Dawn then comes out, crits a Night Slash, and Caracosta falls to Ruby's Leaf Blade. Gliscor falls to Scarfy, and her final Pokemon, Mega Gyarados, takes out Putty, and the Dawn returns to get us our third win. The fourth member is Radine. She opens with a Bylea Oricorio that makes quick with her Scarfy. I send out Shuba to defeat the Oricorio, and she sends out Togekiss, and I send out Ruby. Which I will admit, not my smartest decision, as it becomes clear very quickly that this was not the play. I swap her out for Putty and hit the Togekiss with a Thunderbolt. Her Toucan also falls to Putty, and Simisear falls to Shuba. Her surprisingly bulky Chatot eventually goes down to Putty, but god, it'd take way longer than I thought it would. And her final Pokemon is the Mega Mandibuzz. It's a pretty tough mon, surprisingly bulky, and it has the ability Scavenger, so it heals a little every turn like it had leftovers. It was definitely one of the more difficult fights, but we do eventually get the victory. And all that's left is the champion, a trainer who was the reason for the old league disbanding and was journeying far away while Ilios was going through a crisis, the champion of the Ilios region, Anyalios. He opens up with Ceruledge that quickly falls to Shuba, and his Scrafty goes down to the Dawn. His Gliscopod falls to Scarfy, and he then sends out a Aegislash, taking out Scarfy, and the Dawn returns to defeat the Aegislash. Muck is up next, and he defeats Putty, and I send out Shuba to defeat Muck, leaving just Silazar, who Mega Evolves into his Koraidon form. Before the Dawn, two shots him with a dual Wing Beat, making us the champion. And normally that's where these stories end, but I knew I had one more thing I had to do before we could fully finish, and that was report back to Nemo with all 4 Oricorio forms, and with the true final goal completed, we can finish the Pokemon Lazarus playthrough. Hey, thank you all so much for watching this Lazarus series. Lazarus has easily become one of my favorite Pokemon ROM X, so if you haven't checked it out yet, please do. It's genuinely amazing. Next on the docket, Too Many Types 2. It just dropped as I'm recording this, so that's what I'm planning on doing next. Hope you're all excited, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!